Cliff completely crushes this young college girl's logic in front of everyone. And honestly, it's just so ridiculous the things that they're teaching in college. It's like they want you to become an atheist, like as if it's a religion, and it truly is. But I'll go ahead and get into that after in the video. Please smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and share. And I hope you guys enjoy.
What do you mean?
A point that I wanted to bring up was his saying that being more relativist necessitated that you couldn't have any indignation over what people do. But if you're a moral relativist and you believe that there are no morals, ultimately, absolutely, then you having indignation over what somebody does is not inconsistent with your own belief system, because you're not being wrong in doing it. And does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Okay. And sorry, I'm not. What else? Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My point is that if you are a moral relativist, why are you getting morally indignant?
I didn't say morally indignant, I just said indignant.
Why are you getting indignant?
Because I have drives and urges, and I do believe they're biological, that cause me to have certain chemical peaks in my brain that cause certain reactions in my outward behavior, feelings, emotions, state of mind. And one of those happens to be indignation.
Fine. But hopefully your objectivity, hopefully your rational mind can overcome those chemical reactions, those feelings.
Well, I never said that.
So here's the issue with moral relativists or people who believe in subjective morality. The issue is that if you guys don't know what a moral relativist is or subjective morality is, it basically just means that you can go ahead and change your opinions at any time. So was it okay for the people to murder Jews under Adolf Hitler? Was it okay for people to have slaves back then in America? I mean, like, think about this stuff. I guess we could just be moral relativists and say that abortion is okay today. No, it's absolutely not. So that's my point. It's a huge contradiction that these college atheist kids have to struggle with whenever they try to be these very intelligent, philosophical, moral relativists. It doesn't make any sense, guys. It's a walking contradiction. Being a moral relativist goes against like our nature. We have objective morality. Now, you may choose to break your own conscience. You might choose to go. It's like, for example, if I rob a bank right now, I know it's wrong. Yeah, I may want to go rob a bank because I want to financially gain some money, right? Doing it the wrong way. But that's wrong. And I know it's wrong. So I'm going against my own conscience. It's not because a moral relativist would say, oh, well, it's okay for me because I think it's okay. No, you know it's wrong too. So it's not okay for you. You just choose to go against your own morality. And that's what happens when people go away from God, when they choose to indulge in sin, like homosexuality, lying, stealing, murder, all that stuff. They know it's wrong, obviously, unless they have some kind of psychological, neurological disorder. But for the most part, 99% of people don't have that issue, right? So if you're going against your own morality, that's a you problem. That's not because there is no such thing as objective morality. Objective morality exists. The law exists. Whether you want to follow it or not, it's still there.
Irrational mind could.
Because if it's all relative, then it really doesn't matter what you do.
The acknowledgement that morality doesn't exist doesn't mean that my behavior has to change.
Yes, if you believe that morality is relative, your behavior better reflect what you believe.
No,
the same way that if I believe Jesus is the truth, it better be reflected in the way I behave.
Okay,
and if you believe that morality is relative, it better be reflected in the way you behave. If this guy wants to say he has a racist attitude towards black people, and if I'm a moral relativist, I'm going to say, well, you're right for yourself. I'm not going to get indignant with him because that would be horribly judgmental. Instead, I'm going to say, well, I as a moral relativist disagree with you, but that's just my arbitrary opinion. You have your arbitrary opinion that racism is right for you. Be cool, that's okay.
Is there some reason why you ignore? I mean, like, I was using the microphone. So
yeah, I thought I was the one who let you use the microphone.
Yeah, okay. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to point to anyone and say this, but if there was someone who's racist against African Americans,
yes,
I would try to convince them that there's no difference between people because of skin color. because I don't want people to be pushed out in society.
Right.
I don't want this because I don't like seeing suffering.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, I'm not even a moral relativist. I'm a moral nihilist. So that means that I don't believe anybody's right.
Look how she just keeps flopping, flip-flopping, flip-flopping. She keeps switching her turns because she doesn't have any foundation to stand on. Her identity is in being this like liberal atheist girl so that she can justify going against her morality because she knows she's doing things she shouldn't be doing. That's the reality, guys. But at the end of the day, we all need Jesus Christ, because if your identity is in the things of this world, it will always fail. Your identity must be in Christ Jesus alone, guys. In Christ Jesus alone.
From their perspective or not from their perspective.
Okay.
So I try to propagate what I want to exist, what I want to happen.
Okay.
I do the best I can to do that, and I have no problem with talking to someone for 2 hours to try to get them to believe that gays need equal rights and African Americans need equal rights, etc., etc.
James Baldwin, the black author, writes some scathing material about white moral relativists who inform the world racism is wrong. Obviously, the question is, why is racism wrong? And the point of the moral relativist is, racism is wrong because I say it's wrong. And James Baldwin says, well, excuse me, who on earth do you think you are? James Baldwin is getting at a great point. The point is, if the value of a human being is based on other people affirming their value, we're all in a bunch of trouble.
We are.
The scriptures insist human beings have an innate value that has nothing to do with what other people say. Popular opinion, status quo, a vote of the majority. All human beings have been created by God for a purpose, to love and worship God, to love and serve each other. We have all been given dignity by our Creator. That is the bedrock upon which human value is based. That is why racism is wrong. Racism is not wrong because I, a liberal, white intellectual, have finally reached the realization that racism is naughty. Rubbish. Racism is wrong because it is an attack on the dignity of a human being created in the likeness of God. That's why it's wrong.
Well, I'd like to respond to that because it wasn't until...
Wow, guys, he definitely ate with that one. I mean, it's so easy for these like liberal white girls, because that's what it is in reality. It's these liberal white girls that come from like 2 six-figure earner homes, and then they're drinking their Starbucks and colada on the beach or something, and they're telling everyone else what to do. Like, you're telling guys, you guys understand in my life how many these like white liberals, and there's nothing against white people, guys. There's nothing against white people, but it's these very typical white liberal, like you know what I'm talking about, and they're the ones to tell me that I should be offended about something. Well, because I'm not they're like more offended for me than I am for myself, you know. So I think there's definitely some sort of agenda being pushed here in this modern day society. Like for example, there's a lot of movements today, like for example BLM, and I have to support that or else I'm not really black. It doesn't make any sense, guys. I don't think that I have to agree with a certain agenda or certain lifestyle or certain things in order to be able to be a true who I am, right? I have my identity in Christ Jesus. And I think this is a big issue as well, because whenever you guys look at the 1900s, what the devil did was very smart. So what he did, because again, he is the father of lies and the master of deceivers, what he did is he actually intertwined homosexuality and gender rights. So whenever he was giving, whenever there was gender rights and homosexuality being fought for, they were being fought for around the same time. So nowadays, whenever you talk to people, it's like, okay, I have rights because I'm a black or Hispanic male. But that should also mean that I should also support LGBTQ plus I, whatever that stands for, right? No, that's not true at all. I can support rights for all people of all kind, but not support homosexuality and not support sin. There's a distinction because I'm born this way. I'm born like this with my ethnicity, with my race. But people aren't born homosexual. And even if you want to claim they are born homosexual, they can become born again. It's a sin issue. So don't compare your sin to the way God made me. That is so there's no way that you can compare the two, guys. But yeah, this is an issue with a lot of college relativists because they're live and active today. Is they really try to they really justify sin. That's all they want to do. They want to justify sin, and by trying not to be racist, they end up being racist. By not trying to be sexist, they end up being sexist. By not trying to judge, they end up being judging. They're the most judgmental people. These are the same type of people to say, "Oh, you're a Christian, don't judge me." I never judged you, right? But they're so quick to speak, guys. Yeah, they need Jesus Christ. I think that's the borderline issue is that if you don't have Christ, she clearly doesn't have a foundation. She was flip flopping. She didn't know what to stand for, guys. So if you don't have Jesus Christ as your foundation, if you don't have anything to stand on, you're weak. Your foundation is weak and it will easily crumble and fall, guys. It's really that simple. You need your identity in Christ and you need your foundation in Jesus Christ. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, and share. And I hope you have a